Professor Wardenberger, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm Shi-Kuan Chen, the new president of CIER. I just stepped into the role a couple of weeks ago and am now a member of this GS platform. Throughout the day, I have really enjoyed the enlightening and insightful discussions at the workshop. At the end of the day, I would like to elaborate on a few items which seem to me of major importance. This will, of course, be my interpretation of the issues and solutions already discussed here. Serving as CIER, a think tank of economic policy, we often deal with issues such as how to promote our economy and specific industries. Quite often, the human and social aspects of development and innovation are subject to benign neglect in our research routines. By contrast, from expert discussions and dialogues at the workshop, human as a keyword stands out, and related keywords include human needs, human-centric development, and social innovation, particularly when it comes to the development of the digital economy. In line with this, Japan has formulated a national vision and a master plan to develop Society 5.0, or known as a super smart society, envisioning a well-connected, highly efficient, and inclusive society. To me, it is like a common narrative at the national level with a central focus on human needs. However, to forge appropriate global solutions to pressing global challenges, we also need some common narrative at the international level, which often require intensive dialogues, mutual learning, and cooperation among countries, NGOs, and alike. Learning from our speakers, for Japan to spearhead Society 5.0, it requires a delicate fit among information and communication infrastructure, IT-related technological capabilities, legal framework, human resources, and management. It is also essential for us to explore two-way interactions between technology and society in order to lay foundations for an inclusive society. And this will also require a new problem-solving mindset. In addition, inclusive innovation, which is driven by the demand from the bottom of the pyramid in terms of cohort and country, may have a substantial cross-border impact. In both morning and afternoon sections, aging society and challenges are important issues under discussion. Like many of the developed countries, this issue is actually a pressing reality in Taiwan because we are about to become a super age society in less than a decade. The year 2026, to be specific, according to the National Development Council. At the same time, it will probably become increasingly difficult for an ordinary family in Taiwan to hire an affordable foreign household worker to take care of the senior family member. This indeed is a daunting challenge to us. In today's discussions, opinions seem to be divided on what kinds of technologies are more appropriate to address these issues. For example, cutting-edge digital technologies versus off-the-shelf technologies. However, the bottom line is that technologies are only part of the tools to the solutions. In addition, technological development is increasingly accompanied by social innovation, namely by changes in social practices to meet social needs. a careful and wise institutional design which addresses changing society needs, and their embedding in a technological environment is crucial for the development of an inclusive, sustainable, aging society. When it comes to AI, a major concern centers around its impact on the labor market. But today, we went further to address the issue of how to foster human-centered development in AI for social good. To sum up, our panelists together suggest that it requires changes in behavior and institutional reform in many of the stakeholders involved. Our panelists together call for the educational system to be reformed in order to cultivate talents with multiple skills and a human-centered innovation mindset. Since AI solutions are based on big data, we need to strike a balance between protection of privacy and appropriate accessibility and utilization of data. From governance perspective, such issues as the ownership of data generated and retrieved and how an organization may duly profit from data at its disposal may deserve close examination. International cooperation and a society as a whole approach involving multi-stakeholders are particularly required in dealing with those issues. To deliver social good, AI solutions are meant to pioneer challenge-driven and application-oriented innovations, which requires level playing field of testbed and social pilots. We need appropriate mechanisms to facilitate effective engagement between technology developers and the human dimensions of the societal challenges ahead. Moreover, long-lasting regulations can be obstacles to digital innovations at the societal level. Therefore, digital technologies as a driver have to co-evolve with the organizational governance, institutional arrangements, and regulatory regime for the economy in an appropriate and desirable manner. Finally, for myself, I truly appreciate to be given the chance to join the platform from which I have benefited a lot. On behalf of Chung-Hua Institution for Economics Research, I would also like to thank all the speakers, panelists, attendees for your active participation and intensive discussion throughout the workshop. Thank you very much.